Hey Scrappers, it's Vanessa here with another monthly celebrations layout. And for the celebration for June, I have decided to celebrate National Donut Day, which was at the beginning of the month. And so the first thing that I'm doing here is I have taken my Lily Bee stamp set that is all about coffee. And in this case, the stamp set also has this cute little donut. So I've gone ahead and just stamped that with some black ink, and I am going to color those donuts with some of my shimmers, and the color that I'm using is Me and Blue, and it's a very nice sort of light blue, and because it's in Inklings, it has quite a bit of shimmer to it. I'm not going to do all of these on camera, but I thought I would just show you really quickly my process of I'm just using a water brush and coloring them in simply with that Shimmers paint. So I'm going to do these two on camera, and then I will go off camera and I will stamp a few more and color some in. Once I have those colored and they are dry, I do take these two punches. I have a smaller one that'll punch out the center, and then a larger circle punch that punches out the donut itself. So there you see they were all punched out and colored, and I love how they turned out. Those are sort of my only themed elements that will go on this page, but I do really love them. Here I am just showing you the things that I pulled from my June stash kit. And if you would like to see everything that was in that kit, you can always hop over to the video on my channel from the beginning of the month where I show everything that I pulled for that kit. And the first thing we're going to do here is play with our background. I am going to use this white wood grain paper, which was one of my absolute favorites, and I knew when I put it in the kit that it was going to be a background for one of my layouts. So I want to add a little something to that white background, however, because it does read a little bit plain, even though it is wood grain. And I didn't want to do a huge amount of mixed media. I just wanted something to add just a little bit of interest to the background. So all I've done is taken that same Me and Blue inkling color and added some water to it. And then as you see here, I am just doing some large and some small droplets with my paintbrush on the background of my layout. I am keeping everything sort of toward the center in a vertical sort of design for this page. So I am only putting my sprinkles in the middle of my page, as you see. So there, my background is all dry and it has that shimmer to it because of the inklings. Now I'm going to take my photos, which I have printed on my Canon Selfie, and I just collaged about 6 photos there together. And these are really recent photos from the beginning of the month, like I said, when we treated the kids to some donuts from our favorite donut shop. And this was some pictures that I snapped while we were enjoying those donuts. So I'm going to take 2 of the pattern papers and I'm going to put them as mats around my photo. I have that blue that is going to stay as the first mat, and then this pink pattern paper, which I believe was a Dear Lizzie pattern paper. I am going to cut it down and then I'm going to tear the bottom edge of it just to add again a little bit of interest to my photo mats. And both of those papers will act as my photo mat for my picture. Now, once I get that down, I will start to lay out the page. And I do end up trimming this down just a little bit because I tend to always cut my borders for my photos a little bit bigger than I intend them to be so that I can cut them down to make them fit how I want for my photo. And there, like you see, I am going to start building my background. I will glue everything down off camera, but I know that I want to have that vertical design, and so I'm going to have, instead of 3 visual triangle and 3 clusters, I'm going to have about 5 clusters. So I do keep it in an odd number, but I'm going to have about 5 clusters sort of that travel down in sort of a diagonal, not a diagonal, but a zigzag pattern on this layout. So here you're going to see I'm going to kind of lay out how I want each of those little clusters of embellishments to flow through my page so that it draws your eyes down to the photos and sort of carries that visual vertical design of this page. So I have those cute little donuts that are going to make it into each one of the clusters. So I've gone ahead and made sure that I had 5 of those painted and punched out. And then I just went through my stash kit and grabbed just some different little embellishment pieces. I have some tags. I pulled out these pink florals because I figure these photos have my daughter in them as well as my son and my husband, and you can't go wrong with florals ever, I don't think. And so there are my 5 sort of clusters that are going to travel, like I said, on that zigzag through the layout. And now I've gone ahead and gotten the majority of the elements all glued down. And just to add just that little extra bit of interest, I decided to take this stamp and just these little sort of star kind of asterisk little stamp from Felicity Jane, and I'm going to just put those in each of the clusters. I do go back, I had missed one of my clusters, and I do go back and stamp those in here. I believe I left it in on the camera, but I can't remember. So those will be there in the final, however. Now, because I had that title, in the title I used that sort of, I want to say manila, but like a brown sort of font color, I decided to carry that same sort of element throughout each of the clusters. And so I took some of the different elements from that thicker sheet and put, you know, the stars and the hearts and some of the other symbols throughout the layout just to kind of tie that donut title together into each of the clusters on the page. Now, as a finishing touch, I'm just going to put these sequins on each of the clusters just to kind of finish off that last little detail and give it a little something extra in each of the clusters. And I fiddle around with them for a few minutes trying to find the colors. I have an assortment or a mixture of sequins in each of these, so I have to find the ones that I want to use. But once I get those down, I will glue those down off camera. I will also put my journaling on that card off to the side off camera, but you will see the journaling there in the finished photos at the end. So if you have not already, be sure to continue following along in the blog hop and click down below in the description to go through all the other ladies that are taking part in our monthly celebrations, and be sure to hit that notification button if you want to see more videos from me, and be sure to hop along with everyone on the hop and see all of the other amazingly talented ladies and their monthly celebration for June. And with that, guys, I will leave you with the still photos here in a second, and I will catch you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.